Okay, this is kind of bright. This is good. The lighting, of course, is going to suck. Sorry. But the lighting's going to suck a little bit because I have the door open and I want to enjoy the sunshine, which we hardly ever get. So yeah, you got to kind of deal with the lighting issues. But this is more about information as usual, and it's not so much about what I look like, right? Because if that's the case, I wouldn't get any views. But I want you guys to make sure you go onto our Discord channel, especially now since everybody is kind of home anyway. We do a lot of different things on our Discord. It's a pretty cool social gathering space where we can pretty much discuss mostly anything, and it doesn't have to be regulated by YouTube as much. So I'm going to put that down in the description box below. But this video is not talking about Discord. It's not really about YouTube or, my lighting issues. It's about the concept. Someone had asked, like, what happens when we run out of homes that are going to be affordable? Now, this person just said, homes that are affordable at the $400,000 mark. Now, for many people, 400,000 is already way out of sync, and for a lot of people, they're thinking, given the circumstances going on right now, we know what that is, and the reason why everything is kind of closed, they think that that's going to make a dent in the housing prices here. It's not going to happen. That's. If anything, people are using this time now to definitely go and take a look at homes. The market here is not what you would expect in most places, right? I can't really explain it unless you're from an area where houses are going so quickly. Oakland, California is an example. San Francisco is an example. Seattle, obviously. Tacoma. There are others, right? That are places where Austin, Texas, where homes just don't really stay on the market long. You don't have to do much, and a home will sell, right? And it takes a lot for those homes to not sell. Now, in Seattle, the issue was due to a whole lot of different things. It wasn't necessarily a property bubble. It was just a price correction because people got a little bit excited and they wanted to really boost the price as much as they can. And you had a lot of folks buying up a lot of different things and holding on to it. That happened, and then you had a lot of folks that were speculating. So all those things led to a bloated market, and so it fixed itself, right? Well, just because things are going on now in terms of globally, that's not going to really affect the housing market here unless it's a long-term type thing. Then it might, because then folks are, out of jobs. But as long as there are people that still have jobs, this market here is not going anywhere. Keep in mind, Amazon is well protected. This doesn't really impact it. If anything, it ironically helps Amazon, right? So the jobs will continue here. It's still a very hard market to get a home. Now, someone said, about the homes, will they still stay this? Because I did a video talking about a new mega city that could be forming in Pierce County. Now, this would be south of Tacoma, and literally, depending upon how it's done, would literally be right up against Tacoma. So you would have the bigger city of Tacoma, and then right next door to it would be, I guess, Spanaway, if that's what they're going to call it. I don't know what the name of what the new proposed city would be. And so that would be a big deal. That would be a big deal if that were to happen. Now, I don't know if it will, but that's not going to impact the housing prices, right? That's not going to lower it. Someone had asked that. Well, since that's going to happen, will that lower the prices? And that's actually one of the Ask HershNoeie questions was, will that lower the price? And I don't think so. I'm drinking a Sessions IPA. It's pretty good. No, he doesn't like IPAs, but it's pretty good. So, but there is one thing that actually will potentially impact prices, and that's kind of a depends. This is a city that not many people know very much about. It's in Pierce County. Not many people know about this particular city, okay? So, I've talked about other cities that are kind of up and coming and, they're cities that you should pay attention to. One of them would be like DuPont, University Place. Those are cities that are up and coming. Puyallup to a degree, Spanaway to a degree. We mentioned those. Gig Harbor, all of those particular cities. And then when you go farther north, places like Bremerton, Port Orchard, all of those places are cities that are really starting to take off, right? But there's another city that really hasn't gotten a lot of shine, and a lot of people don't really know much about it, but it is starting to make news, like constant news. Now, the first news was that there's developers wanting to put in a large RV park. Okay, so I'm gonna go somewhere with this. So, excuse me, just hold on. It's going to be a spot for 86 RVs on about 9, almost 10 acres of land. Now, the really important part of that, now, people in this city don't want that. A lot of them don't. But what it will do is it will allow for people to have short-term mobile home sites, and you can't stay longer than 180 days. So it's really an RV park. But it's going to have picnic areas and walking trails, right? Public parks and stuff like that, right? That was the first news that came out. Now, that's not something that's going to excite people, but this is something that will. The same city, long ago, there was a developer that wanted to build 535 homes on land that they have there, right? Now, these are single family homes that are going to be spread over 117 acres. This is not a small piece of land. This is not a small project by no means. This is a project that they have been trying to work on for the longest time. They've even put in land use permits and everything else. And the initial application was submitted back in 2005, and it just kind of sat there. Nothing really has happened, except for the last little bit of time. Now it seems like this project for building 535 single-family homes is starting to get going, and the city that you don't hear a whole lot about that's starting to really develop is called Orting. Orting, Orting, Washington. Now, Orting is still in Pierce County, and the benefit of this particular city is the fact that you are still, it's kind of a piece away from Tacoma. This would be truly a bedroom community. If you look, Tacoma is here, Puyallup is kind of right about here, and then Orting is like right about here. So it's literally down to the southeast of Tacoma. And there's no direct interstates or anything like that. You would have to rely on highways. But the good thing is that Tacoma, unlike Seattle, has a lot of highways. Now, true, we only have I-5 running through it, but technically, if you wanted to get from, say, Orting to Tacoma, it's not that hard. You could basically hop on Highway 162, take the 410 up to basically Sumner area, and then you can take the 512, which will get you all the way over to I-5, and you can take I-5 up. Now, I know that sounds like a lot of different directions. There's probably a much faster way. You could take city streets too, take a lot longer. But there's a lot of different roadways here that would be able to connect people pretty easily, right? Again, unlike what you see up in Seattle. The good thing about this is that you are also connected to other cities in the area. Cities nearby are South Hill. So you have the South Hill Mall, Puyallup. You have Bonnie Lake, which has gotten a lot of news. That's another city that's kind of not talked about, but there's a lot of potential there, right? These are areas that are heavily wooded. If you're flying over in an airplane, you're going to see a lot of trees because it's heavily wooded. But that's changing. Down there is Sumner, Puyallup, North Puyallup. So in this general area, a person could easily take the Sounder train because you could drive up to Sumner, get on the Sounder, and it will take you all the way into Seattle or all the way down to Tacoma or over to Tacoma, right? So it is a true game changer if this were to happen, and it seems like it's going to. They're going to start developing this and break ground within the next 12 months, right? This is important. They said that the average lot size would be about 6,000 square feet. There's going to be 2 parks that are going to be included in the development part of this, right? So this family had owned this land for about 70 years. They decided to sell it. They feel that the new homes will help the housing situation in Pierce County. And there's no question that it absolutely will, right? So the property backs up to the city of Orting. If it's not in the city limits of Orting, I'm sure that that city would obviously um, annex that land and make it a part of the city of Orting, because obviously you have that many homes. It would probably make a lot of sense. Now, keep in mind, for those who don't know, the city of Orting is a very small town. Okay. You're talking of a town that probably has about 8,000 people or so, so not very big. You throw in something like this, it's easily going to pop the population up over 1,000 people once fully completed, at least. So it's a pretty big deal. And they talk about on State Route 162, there's already 25,000 daily commuters that drive that particular road. So they feel that this would be a perfect place to build homes. And I agree. I think it would be, because there's a lot of people that don't want to live right up in the city of Tacoma. There's a lot of people that don't really want to live in some of these other cities. You have people all the time that write to me and say, what would be a good place? I've been there, I've seen a few different places. I didn't like this place. I didn't like that city. And this is another option. So for folks, whenever they are able to travel and you want to know of a city that could be a potential, I would say try taking a look at Orting. Come and take a visit, go out to Orting and see what the town is about. Now, you're not going to see a lot there, right? It is a smaller city, but that is a city that's definitely going to start growing, and it's in an area where you have a little bit more land availability to where things can develop. Now, the cost of homes, we don't know, right? We're not really sure. Now, one of the officials there says that the city has plenty of homes that are in the $450,000 range, and if you have more homes like that, it's not going to help the situation. I would say probably you're going to have homes at least in the threes to start off with. Again, homes below 300,000, I don't think you're going to find anywhere in this area again, unless there's a lot of issues with it, or it's a short sale or something like that. Typically, they're going to be up above that, but I would say probably 300s, maybe 400s would be more than likely what's going to happen. But again, 500 and something homes is a big deal, and the fact that they're adding all the amenities there is a huge game changer. So anyhow, tell me what you think. I mean, again, it's a pretty decent distance from Tacoma, but it's not super far. It's not crazy out of the way. Again, there's a pretty large mall that's really close by to there. Makes a lot of sense. Anyhow, I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Until next time, I will see you. Take care.